Well, good morning, Church at the Red Door. Pastor Randy here. Just spend a little bit of time in my study this morning. I wanted to share a few things with you. I know that this virus can be racing around the world. It's crazy right now. And the CDC can be doing everything they can to develop vaccines and track this thing down or whatever. But there's a couple of things that we know. And the first is that we don't live in fear, right? We live in faith. We walk by faith, not by sight, not by what's around us. And even as it says in Matthew chapter 10, God does know every hair on our head, and He can attend to every need that we have, no matter how small it is, no matter where we are or what we might be thinking. He's there to help us. And let me just give you a couple of things that I've looked at today. And the first of those is, we don't live by fear. And as it says in Philippians chapter 4, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. And that's key, with thanksgiving. We need to be thankful people. Thankful people when we pray and thankful people during the day. With thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will do what? It'll guard two things. It'll guard our hearts, and guard our minds, or guard our thinking. So the peace of God will not only help us with our heart and our faith, but also with our mind and the things that we think about. So let's walk by faith. Let's be anxious for nothing. Let's take our request to God with thanksgiving and receive that peace. And then the second one is, so not in fear, but with His peace, but trusting Him. And what does that say in Proverbs? I think most of us know this one. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Now, I think today, certainly I want to have God direct my path. I want to be going in the ways that He wants me to go today. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to be discouraged. I don't want to get off track. I want God to direct my path. So I need to trust in Him with all my heart, which now has God's peace, right? Trust Him with all my heart and lean not on my own understanding. And then lastly, I just want to make this point. Talking about the right things to think on and the right things to do. What should we be thinking about and what should we be doing? Well, let's continue on in Philippians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, and if there's anything praiseworthy, think on these things. So there's a list for us during the day to be thinking on. And then it goes on to say, these things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me. And who? In Paul, he's talking about. But all the things that we know, that we've read about, that we see, that we've learned, these do these things that God has called us to do. Do the things that God has called us to walk in, our calling. Reach out to others. Go into all this world. Love your neighbor. Okay, we have a list of things to do. And then the last of this, and the God of peace will be with you. Not only His peace, but He Himself will be with us. And we know that God is with us today. I love you. We pray for you. And I hope that all of you are well today and walking in faith. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.